right, so 2.7, use absolute value functions and transformations. Okay, so just a quick little review here. Okay, an absolute value parent function is a v. That's not, okay. I can't draw today, apparently.
I can't draw any day.
Well, okay, anyways, that should be symmetrical. Clearly mine is not, but that's fine. All right, so as far as transformations, this is kind of how I roll with this. Parabolas and stuff like that, you'll have to graph them. Like, I'm going to make you graph a couple, not a ton. The absolute value, I make you tell me where it shifted, how it shifted, if it's reflected, whatever. That's all you have to do. So literally, I did like all my graphing problems on like one page. Okay, so that's just kind of how I do it with these. Makes it a little easier. If you actually ever need to physically graph it, calculator will do it for you. So as long as you can tell me what's happening, that's all I care about. So let's see. Y equals, I'm going to write just as a, again, review here of what's happening because it can get confusing. At each point here, what's happening. A is a stretch or a compress. The H inside, okay, that tells you if it shifts right or left. Okay, and this one goes in the opposite direction of the sign. So as this sits right here, this would shift to the right H units. Okay, because the sign is negative. Okay, but out here with K, this one is the shift up or down. This one shifts in the same direction as the sign. So as this one sits, if this was being shifted, K, it would be shifting up K units. As far as the A, just because this can be a little bit confusing, for an absolute value of A being greater than 1, it's being stretched. For an absolute value of A less than 1, it's compressed. Okay, this scenario here, when it's less than 1, okay, the only way for an absolute value, well, an absolute value can't be negative, obviously, okay, that's part of why it's on there. This would mean if you have a fraction, okay, so if you see a fraction out here for A, that's meaning compressed. Okay, if there is a negative sign in front of A, then it is reflected. Okay, so when you're given a problem, it'll ask you how it's being transformed, or like I'm changing the direction, so it'll be like, tell me how this is being transformed. So you're going to tell me if it's reflected. In case if you see a negative sign, it's reflected. You're going to tell me if it's stretched or compressed. And then you're going to tell me left, right, up, and down. Okay?
Even though, like, we don't have to graph it, can you still, like, show us, like,
Yeah, the stretch and compress is very difficult to do on paper, but I'll do one that doesn't have like an A value in front of it.
Wait, so we would have to do it on like a calculator?
I mean, okay, you could do it because what you can always do is plug in numbers, be like, okay, when X is 1, what is Y? So you can do it. It's just really confusing of how to know just by like, because I usually just do like a rough graph when I'm like plotting these.
Yeah.
Like you can do it, I just don't make you do it. Because any time in life that you ever gonna really need to graph something, you're gonna have a calculator in front of you. Alright, so graph the function, compare the graph with the graph of y is equal to the absolute value of x. Okay, the compare part, all that's really telling you to do is to tell how it shifted. So I just take out the graph part and don't make you actually graph them. If you choose that you want to, totally fine. But I'm not going to make you do it. So number 4, y is equal to the absolute value of x plus 2. Alright, so this one does not have an A value. So there's no compression, no stretch. Okay, there's no negative sign, so it's not reflected. So we're looking at the stuff inside the absolute value. Okay, inside the absolute value, we go opposite the direction of the sign. So this is positive, so this means we're going what direction? Okay, left 2 units. There's nothing outside the absolute value to make it go up or down, so that's all you would have to tell me for that one. Okay, now, if I were to be graphing this, okay, I'll do like a little rough graph right here. Okay, parent function would look something like this. Okay, my new function is shifted left 2 units, so it basically just looks like that. Let's see, number 6. F of x is equal to the absolute value of x minus 1 plus 4. All right. Am I being reflected? Is there a negative sign out front? No, there's no negative sign out front, so I'm not being reflected. Am I compressed or stretched? Is there an A value out front? No, there's no number out front. All right, am I shifting left or right?
Right.
Right by how many units?
1.
Okay. Right, 1 unit. And up or down?
Up.
Up how many?
4.
Up 4. Okay. So with this one, okay, with the graph, essentially, okay, parent function. All right, so it's going right 1 unit. So a lot of times, I'm just going to show you. A lot of times, this is the way the book will tell you to do it. They're like, okay, well, show that you shifted it right 1. So there's your right 1. And then it'll be like, okay, now show that you went up 4. And then you'll go up 4.
So it'll make you draw another one?
Okay, so, yeah. So, well, sometimes they want you to show every single one. Some teachers want you to show every single one. I'm obviously not asking you to show any of them.
Yeah.
However, that is what's happening. It's first going right, and then it's going up, or you could go up, and then you could go right. It doesn't matter. A lot of times, if I'm doing 2 shifts that are, like, obviously, like, one is in one direction and the other one's, like, you know, so one's right or left and then one's up or down, I'll go ahead and do all of that in one. Like, I would have gone straight from red to blue, personally. But...
So technically you don't need the green, but some teachers will ask for it?
Right. Like, Mr. Cass used to want us to show the green.
Oh.
So, anyways, it just depends on who you have. But I'm not that picky about it because you have calculator. So. All right, number 8. F of x is equal to -3 times the absolute value of x. All right, am I being reflected?
Yes.
Okay, there's a negative sign, so I'm being reflected. Am I being stretched or compressed?
Correct.
Stretched. Okay, because remember, it's the absolute value of the a value. Okay, so that's bigger than 1. Okay, that's going to be 3, which is greater than 1, so that's why it's stretched. Okay, as far as the graph of this, essentially the stretch is causing it to, like, get bigger. It's
How
like,
would you just graph?
huh?
How would you graph that?
I may have honestly just said that backwards because I never remember which one's which. What do you mean, how would you graph
How
it?
would you like?
Basically, so like with one of them, I'm just going to look now because now it's going to irritate me because I think I might have said them backwards.
But it opens
I don't even know
up,
how to put a graph
like,
on the calculator.
how far is it like an apple? Like three what? Apples. 3 oranges.
Well, here, I'll just
Orangutan.
I'll just show y'all how to do
Is
this.
it orangutan or orangutan?
Orangutan.
All right, so to put this, sorry, right there. Thanks. All right, so to put this on your calculator, if we were to do this problem,
Wait.
oh,
What buttons to press? It's fine. Oh, now I see. Tell me. Don't do it. Oh wait, my Y has stuff in it.
clear it.
No, mine doesn't.
If your stat plot is still on from the other day, hit second stat plot, go down to number 4 and hit plots off, and it'll turn them all off.
Wait.
Wait, I forgot how to do
4.
that. What did I do?
Done. Okay.
Wait, I forgot to do that.
Second stat plot,
Oh, second stat plot.
and then go to 4.
And then I turn.
Just clear. Press 4. 4. Enter. Done.
Okay. Sorry.
All right, so then hit y equals, okay, make sure those are all cleared. You're going to hit this math button over here on the left-hand side. You're going to arrow one to the right to where it says NUM. And the first one says ABS. Okay, that means absolute value. When you hit that, it's going to put absolute value bars up there.
Mine got parentheses.
Yeah.
That's
Mine put ABS in parentheses.
that's fine.
Okay.
It knows what it is. So put your X in there, and I guess we should have put the other stuff out front. So arrow back to the left and hit second, and then the delete button, which is going to give you insert and allow you to type in.
You said second delete?
Yeah, second and then delete, because you see the INS that's written above delete.
Yeah.
That means insert. So, I don't know if y'all have ever really run into this, but if you're typing and you don't have the right buttons clicked and you start typing something in front, it'll actually start deleting anything that's typed after that. There's a way that happens on your computer. Anyways, it's a similar thing here.
Mine just put it on the A. I don't know what that means. I don't know.
Type the -3 and see what happens. And make sure you use the negative sign, not the
Yeah.
minus sign.
Yeah, there's just, do you need to see it, like, up there?
Yeah, I'm kind of blind.
Yeah, mine's doing the same thing, I
It's
think.
just, like, flashing the A.
How am I supposed to get there again?
Yeah, that's fine. That's just telling you that you're still on insert mode.
So you
So
push
you
the
can just
white
arrow
bar,
over now.
then-
I just arrowed one to the right,
Oh,
and
so
you're
the
back to type
ABS
in the
doesn't
X.
matter?
It
Yeah.
kinda just deleted it.
Why are you
Then you
doing
didn't actually hit insert.
What are we supposed to do now?
Just push delete.
I have a question. Where do you find absolute value again? Like,
Math, and then
Wait,
try
which
this.
was, oh, math.
Oh, wait, I have to go to
Number.
Algebra.
okay, I think I'm
Yeah,
I
I like
Oh.
loss.
And then you put the negatives in
Where's
there.
X?
Wait, can you just like erase that and just like do it again?
-3,
Yeah.
math,
Three.
arrow over, ABS,
Math.
X.
Wait.
Literally, it says -3 and then it puts ABS.
Okay, I got
That's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
Some calculators are going to put that. It depends on what system it's running on if it's putting in the actual bars, but the ABS means absolute value. Just you got to type the X in the parentheses or it won't work.
Is your X just alpha X?
No, it's this.
Uh,
If you do alpha X, it won't work.
Oh,
No.
shoot.
Oh wait, what is it?
Adobe.
It's just this button.
Alright, I passed.
The XT theta N button.
is that
Where's the
button like
X
for all your
Oh, how do I-
variables that you
How do I delete the alpha
Press
X?
delete.
Delete button.
Aiden.
It's not. Oh, wait.
Because there will be some random number stored in for X in your alpha X that will cause it to not act. Yeah, it won't graph it right.
Okay.
Mm.
And then how do I need the other side of the parentheses? Okay.
Oh, I do?
Yes.
There
If
we go.
yours doesn't have the absolute value bars like mine, then you need that.
I don't think. Is there one?
Yes, there's a parentheses right.
Then you're going to go, because your calculators are probably still in stat mode from the other day, you're going to hit Zoom 6, which is Zoom standard.
Zoom.
And I just got error.
Whoa.
Oh,
too.
I did
Mine
it.
worked.
I got an error.
I did
I
it.
got error.
What'd you do?
I
We
don't
did
know.
Did you use the negative sign and not the minus sign?
Oh,
Did you do it?
I used the minus sign.
If you don't use the negative sign, it's not going to work.
I used
I didn't know there
negative
was a
sign. I got
negative sign
an
error.
error still.
You'll have to bring it up here then, because I don't know what's wrong with yours.
Let's go back and do it all over. Alright.
Yeah, did you do it?
I think I figured out how to do it.
Did I miss a beginning step or did I come just in time?
Did you clear your Y's?
6. Yeah,
Oh,
it
you have to
worked.
turn your stat. You have to go to
Your
Oh,
stat
yeah.
plots are on.
stat
Stat
4.
plot.
You have to go to
Yeah.
stat and then 4.
It worked, please. That makes sense.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, my plots are all.
Okay, so
So now I go to.
now you gotta do.
If you want to see compared to the parent function what this looks like, you can go to your y equals, and in your y2, you can just put the absolute value of x and hit graph. And it will show you comparatively, okay? So this
Ooh.
stretch actually makes it go up faster. So it,
Absolute value of X.
yeah. So this right here is just the absolute value of x. This down here is our shifted, that was weird,
And then you go
our
to Zoom
shifted
again.
function.
Go to Zoom 4.
Once you have hit Zoom 6, you do not have to continue hitting
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yo, that's so cool.
Whoa.
Oh,
Wait, so if I were to clear out of this, how would I get back to? Oh wait, it's still my y equals. So until I delete that.
Mhm.
That's
Shoot, I
You could
messed
make,
it
you
up.
could make like some
Snapping.
cool patterns.
What do I do?
So Jake, from this step, do I just go to Zoom 6?
Parentheses. You already did
'Cause
parentheses.
my
Yeah.
plots are off
Zoom.
and everything.
Yeah.
Go to 6.
Just hit zoom and then the number 6.
Where's your other graph?
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't show the parent.
It's not comparing mine.
Mine says error invalid dimension.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not
in the
comparing
parent
mine
function.
either.
Yeah, it's not comparing mine.
And you, I messed up.
So he has the y equals in there.
So you y equals. Nathan, did you use the negative sign or the minus sign?
I used it's the one below the 3. Not the negative sign.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It just doesn't show.
Absolute value of x.
Oh, it's not on. So you see how, like, right there, how that's, like, dark?
Mm-hmm.
If that one's not lit up, it's not going to graph it. So as soon as I hit and turn it on.
Maybe my thing is stuck in the wrong
Hello?
position.
What is happening?
Yeah, this
It turned it off again.
I don't work.
Is your calculator not capable of graphing two things at once?
Probably not.
I pushed the Zoom. I pushed the 6.
Do you have the same
Didn't work.
calculator as Josh?
Yes.
Basically.
Oh wait, why does yours say error?
Just push enter or go to or whatnot.
Did you try to come
Why is there so much space? Why do you have squared up there? What is
Why
that?
do I have a square?
Maybe that's why it's not working.
I don't know why you have a square.
I don't know.
Maybe you should put a negative there.
Delete that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the heck?
You flip it upside down.
Okay, why is your thing up there? Dude, why is the...
That is
Uh,
That's the weirdest thing. I don't know what's happening.
It's not working.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, ask her to
Calculator's
fix
dumb.
that. I don't know what you did to yours.
What's the matrix?
The bubbles like up
I'll
there.
show you
The
Stupid.
show her.
I
It's
did
like the
something
things up
wrong.
there and not in the front of the 3. I don't know how to fix that.
I did something wrong.
What the?
Wait, let me show you. My calculator is so cool when it does it.
You try to hit the delete button.
That
Yeah.
graph, so I go to Y.
Y equals. Yeah.
Oh, there it goes. It works out.
Let's see.
What was wrong with it?
My plots are.
She needed to delete the box. He had hit the exponential button, which was making it go up there.
Seems fine.
This is cool.
Let's just keep reflex.
What are you doing?
Did you press the out?
Huh?
He's trying to break his
Or-
calculator.
Press that.
We can check it out.
He's playing Flappy Bird.
Yeah, I'm playing Mario.
No.
Or 6.
His isn't even working. It keeps saying error to even get to
Yours is just
graphing the first
Yeah, this is
one.
what comes up.
Okay, now my stuff is clear.
How do I clear it?
Go to Y equals and clear
I
away.
know.
Your stat plots are on.
Actually, I know how to do that. Man,
Gotta
I'm
hit the
actually
plots
trying to
off
learn
button.
this.
Okay. Does it?
Oh, I can just
I
press
think I'm
clear.
Thank you.
Do you have both of them in? Oh, you don't have the other one in yet. Okay.
I don't know what to
There you
do
go.
with the graph.
And then what I just put Y equals. I mean,
The absolute value of x in the, yeah.
Oh my god.
Why can't I just put on 1?
Where are you going? Going on a trip in your favorite rocket ship.
Zooming through the sky with a lot of sun.
Our calculators are supposed to be the same, but they work so different.
What
I
the-
don't understand.
Which one?
Oh my
What?
gosh.
my calculator.
That's
You
cool.
can enter into the matrix.
Yo.
We haven't gotten that far yet.
Like the movie, you know.
Alright. Now that y'all know how to do that, if you're super curious, you can do that. But
we don't
I'm not
actually
graphing
have
anymore
to.
because you don't need to.
Yeah.
Alright,
Know how to do it.
number 12. F of x is equal to -4 times the absolute value of x plus 2. Oh, minus 3.
Why are they all F of X?
It's just a way to write y equals the function.
Here.
It's because pretty much after this class you'll only ever use f of x. It's function notation. Alright,
Crazy.
am I being reflected?
Yes.
Okay, negative signs are reflected.
I almost just wrote yes.
Stretched or compressed?
Stretch. I spelled that. I spelled that wrong. Okay.
I spelled one.
Alright. What direction are we going?
Left.
Left.
2.
Left 2. Up or down?
Down.
Down.
Down 3. And you're done.
Bam.
Bam. Lock the shuffle.
Ew.
What?
That's gross stuff. That's gross. What are you doing in English?
Probably a short story.
Alright, 14 f of x is equal to 1/4 times the absolute value of x minus 4 plus 3. Alright, I'm not going to ask questions this time. I'm going to let y'all tell me what's happening.
Okay, so
It's not.
It
it
is
is not reflected.
no reflection.
It is compressed.
Yeah.
Okay, the absolute value of a is less than 1, so it's compressed.
And then we're going right
We're going
4 units.
Oh, up
Up
3.
3.
Right 4, up 3.
Wait, did you say less than A or less than 1?
Less than 1.
A less than
So
1.
fresh.
Could it be 0? Is that
Well,
possible?
then there wouldn't be an A.
Well, I guess you wouldn't write it then if it was 0.
If there was no A.
But then it would still be compressed.
Alright, the next ones give you a graph and want you to write the equation. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't like that. This is so involved.
So you may want to get your books out because I'm not copying these graphs over.
Yeah. Okay. That's so fun.
It's 127.
127. I'm not. I'm almost there. I'm there.
Where's the second one?
I got there first.
I'm good there.
Jake,
I've been there.
Okay, so I have to do the equation.
How do I know if this has been reflected?
Does the dot mean?
So if it's upside down, it would be reflected. So if the V opens downward.
Oh.
But, okay. Always start with writing y is equal to the absolute value of x. Okay? We always want to start with the parent function because that's what we're shifting.
Wait, so there's two dots. There's the other dot, like. Wait, so. Is the other dot like where it moved to?
No, it's just giving you another point.
Oh.
Alright, so. What direction did it go? Let's do right, left first.
It went right 4. It went right 4.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So
This,
it'd be
It's
what changes about the formula
x
function?
minus 4.
Okay, x minus 4, so y is equal to the absolute value of x minus 4. And then what happened?
It went up
2,
3, actually.
1, 2. I'm on 20. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, it went up 3, so what does that mean I need to do?
Plus 3 at the
Three.
end, like after the absolute value. I think that's it, yeah. Yeah.
Because there's no.
Yeah, it's not.
Alright, let's look at 18. Alright, so 18, again, we always start with y is equal to the absolute value of x, and we go from there. What do you notice about this one?
It's reflected.
It's reflected, so what does that mean I need to do?
A, you need to put the A thing there. But like, what's the number? What is?
To give you a hint, it kind of has to do with slope.
Is it 2? No. Okay. It's 1.
Okay, it's 1, but it's upside down, so what does that mean?
-1.
Okay, so we're just going to put negative absolute value of x.
Because if it has to do with slope, I just did like it goes up 2 and then this way.
You basically just see where it's crossing another point. So you're just counting it like you would count
Oh,
slope.
so like 1, 2, 1.
So it's like down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. And you can do it with either side of the graph, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Okay, so then it's going. Ow! Punched myself in the face. It's going.
plus 2.
It's going. It didn't
No,
go
wrong way,
anywhere.
wrong way.
Yeah, it didn't go. So it's going up 2. It didn't go right or left.
Yeah.
Right.
Stay the same.
That's it. It's done.
I'm going to show you 20
Any-
because why not? Yeah. Not really, it's just
Ew.
different.
Oh wait, I was looking at the wrong one again.
Alright, so 20, y is equal to the absolute value of x. We're always going to start with that. Okay, first of all, I'm going to have y'all tell me shift. Ignore the A part. Okay, obviously it's not reflected, it's opening up.
It shifts right.
6, 5.
5.
1, 2,
5.
Okay, so what does that mean that I have written?
-5.
Absolute value of x minus 5. Up or down?
Up
Up
2.
Up 2, so I'm adding 2. Okay, now look at it. So remember how the last one I told you to count the slope, and then because it opened down, we put the negative sign on it. If it opened up, we would have just left it alone, right? Count the slope. Where is it that it crosses the next known point? Count the slope of the right side of the V.
2,
2, 1, 1.
Okay, so up 2 over 1.
Yeah.
So then what happens is we just put a 2 in front.
Wait, why is it an A? Why is there an A?
Because it's not open. It's not. If there was a slope of 1, there wouldn't be an A. But it's a slope of 2.
Oh, so you have to check the slope on all of these to make sure there's not an A? I'm confused. Because there wasn't an A on like almost any of the other ones other than 18. How do you know if there's an A?
Well, the only reason with 18 we even looked at the slope was because it opened down. So I was just trying to get y'all to tell me that because this was negative.
Yeah, so like 16. Why is there no A for that?
Because the A would just be 1 because it's just up 1 over 1.
Yeah.
Up 1 over
okay,
1.
so
So there's an imaginary like 1 there.
So 15 would have something, and 19 would have the A.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you check the slope.
Yeah. All right. So that's all we're doing with that section. So your problems
It's not that hard.
5, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and 19. They should be relatively quick. Okay, 17 and 19, actually 15, 17, and 19 all have an A value. Okay, all you have to do is count the slope. Okay.